Ever since it was announced that Star Wars Battlefront 2 would include prequel content, the one thing I was hoping to see was the return of Kashyyyk. Now, a while back I made a video outlining everything I hoped we would get from the new map, stripping away all of the controversy behind the game and looking solely at the map design of Kashyyyk's Kashyyyk Beach. It's clear that DICE has done a magnificent job of capturing the atmosphere of the conflict. Now, only a small portion of Revenge of the Sith actually takes place in Kashyyyk, but to me, it had a massive impact. In my opinion, it was the prequel equivalent of Hoth, as it truly showed the true scale of the Clone Wars. And much like Hoth, with this came the introduction of new units, new environments, and new vehicles on both sides of the battle. Things like the Juggernaut, also known as the Clone Turbo Tank, and most importantly, the Clone Scout Trooper. Now, I went over a lot of this in the previous video, so I really don't want to go over myself again, but this was perfect for Battlefront 2. We already know DICE can do a magnificent job of capturing the landscape and the feel of a location, but Kashyyyk is just on another level for me. Star Wars Battlefront 2 also has the perfect game mode for players to relive this battle. The Galactic Assault takes place in the droid army's final push at the Republic forces, aiming to storm the beach with 2 MTTs to cripple a Venator-class Star Destroyer parked inland. Now, this lines up perfectly with the battle which is seen in the film, but one thing which I didn't expect was the fact that this map could be played during the day and night. The entire atmosphere of the map is awe-inspiring. You can really feel as though you're living the Battle of Kashyyyk with all of the wildlife and the mud covering the player's character. And the decision to make it across both day and night makes the map all the more interesting, as tactics which may have succeeded at one time may not work in another, meaning that the map still has some power in dictating how players approach the game. The first thing which comes to mind about this map is the scale. The level design is done in such a way that it allows it to be both open and compact. The enormous tree homes of the Wookiees completely dwarf everything in sight, really building a ceiling over the map for the ground combat. But it also serves as an obstacle for the starfighters during the fast-paced dogfights which can take place up there. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a lot to crash into with those trees, but there is also a lot of open space around them, stretching from the beach all the way back to past the Star Destroyer. On the ground, the battle initially takes place across an enormous beach, littered with debris from previous battles and flanked by small huts which house objectives. This means that players can be stretched all across the beach, huddled around whatever cover they can find in order to defend or attack. This map also provides a large variety of environments for players to overcome. The excitement of storming the beach quickly turns to all players funneling down the edges of the map through the huts and the destroyed juggernauts before coming face to face with a swamp. And this is where the 2 lanes of the map come into play, forcing players to choose a side to focus on, while also having to avoid being ambushed inside the maze of reeds. This portion particularly captures the Kashyyyk shown later in Revenge of the Sith, after Order 66 has been executed and the Wookiees have been betrayed. Playing the game mode set at night feels like an exact recreation of that scene, especially when you have AT-RTs bounding around the swamp. My favourite part of this map has to be the attack on the Juggernaut tanks. These have always been a favourite of mine since I saw episode 3, but you don't actually get to see them for that long in the film, so getting to fight inside one is perfect. It also has the bonus of reducing the battle into intense close quarters mayhem, with the clones desperate to keep the invading droid forces out. Overall, I would say the design of this map provides an immense amount of variety when it comes to environments to battle in, and it also captures the feeling of the film perfectly. And this is made even better by the fact that the battle can take place in both daytime and night. Everything about this map gives me hope for this game. You can really see the attention to detail of the developers when making this map. The atmosphere is something which I still can't get my mind around, and unfortunately it just makes me feel a bit sad that this care and attention wasn't reciprocated when designing the rest of the game. But that's one of those what ifs. There's still a long way to go for this game. So hopefully in the future I'll be able to be content with how the progression system and loot crate fiasco has turned out. I hope you enjoyed this video and will stick around for the next one. But until then, may the Force be with you.